Hey, I'm UPutz, and here's how to complete the 8 o'clock orb for the Incognitro Indecipherable Felcycle mount for the 20th anniversary event. Once you have added the Ancient Shaman Blood from solving Torch 6 and the Warden's Mirror from solving Torch 7 into the machine located after the alarm in the Catacombs, the machine will become functional. Interacting with it will give you 2 prompts: begin and submit. But before we can learn how to solve Torch 8, there are a few things you need to know about the Enigma machine and the environment of the Catacombs. There are 5 statues inside the Catacombs. These can be moved around by clicking on them. Clicking on them while they are attached to you will release them. You can only carry 1 statue at a time. The Rage statue can be found just as you enter the Catacombs after the first set of spiral stairs. The Nature statue can be found inside the room with the ogre symbol on top of its entrance. The Watcher statue can be found inside the room with the big red button on top of its entrance. The Guardian statue can be found next to the corridor just after the alarm, next to the Enigma machine. The Greed statue can be found in the room where the Felcycle is located, just to the right of the entrance. There are also 7 pressure plates scattered around the tombs. Once the Enigma machine is turned on, these will glow up, signifying they can be interacted with. These are activated when you or any statue is placed on top of them. A beam of light of a specific color will emit from the pressure plates, depending on how many objects are sitting on that specific pressure plate. Locations of all pressure plates in the Catacombs. Plate 1 is inside the Felcycle room to the right of the cryptic plaque. Plate 2 is inside the Felcycle room just to the left of the entrance. Plate 3 is inside the gated off room with the humming crystal on top of its entrance. You can get inside this room by using the previous obtained Relic of Crystal connections and targeting the blue humming crystal inside the room to get inside. When inside the room, you can get near the gate and target the humming crystal outside to port out of the room. Statues can pass through the gate if you move one next to the gate. It will gain crystalline displacement and become translucent, allowing it to pass through the gate. Plate 4 is on the corner next to the handwritten note and crumpled notes. Plate 5 is just after the stairs leading to the main portion of the instance, next to the replica owls of the Watchers. Plate 6 is on the corridor, just to the left of the gate off the room with the 3 cats and the clock. Plate 7 is inside the room with the ogre symbol on top of its entrance. There are 2 types of critters NPCs that can be found inside the catacombs: rat and catacomb rat, but you should only focus on counting the rat. Solving Torch 8 requires using the statues and pressure plates scattered around the catacombs in combinations to bypass 7 locks of the Enigma machine. Once the machine is functional, it has 2 options: begin, which starts the puzzle and activates the pressure plates, and submit, used to attempt to unlock one of the 7 locks. Before we start, I recommend using a macro and WeakAura to make this less frustrating. Both of these can be found in the description below. The macro will target and ping only rats and not the catacomb rats. The WeakAura will track what rats you have killed. We only need to kill the critters named rats, but if you accidentally kill other critters, it will not matter. The WeakAura will separate everything you killed in its own list. If you've been inside the catacombs for a while, it's a good idea to leave and reset the dungeon before starting this. Interact with the Enigma machine and click begin once to start the puzzle. Activating the Enigma machine will give you a chat message. The dungeon echoes with sounds of mechanisms resetting. After this, click submit once. This will start the puzzle and spawn rats throughout the catacombs. Using your macro, travel throughout the catacombs, killing any critters named rats. Count how many rats you find. Do not count the catacomb rats. The macro has a decent range, but I traveled all over just to make sure I killed all the critters named rats before proceeding to the next step. If you don't want to take a chance on rats running over the pressure plates when you are submitting your results, you can kill all critters you see, as they could step on the pressure plates and mess up the count. Once you have a head count of how many rats spawned in the catacombs, you can use this table to see which pressure plate needs to be activated. For me, lock 1, I killed and counted only 2 rats. Here is the map and table together to use while you complete the puzzle. Looking at the table and map for lock 1, I need to put 1 statue on pressure plate 2. Once you are sure you have the correct amount of statues on the correct pressure plate, return to the Enigma machine, interact with it, and choose Submit. If you are correct, you will get the magnifying lens signifying you got the secret and a chat message you hear a mechanism unlock. If you are wrong, you will get zapped and the puzzle will need to be restarted from lock 1. This means if you're on the last lock and you get it wrong, you need to start over at 1. If you get the lock correct, remember, remove the statues off any of the pressure plates, and if you are using the WeakAura, hit reset to clear the counter. Repeat this until lock 7 is unlocked. Successfully unlocking all 7 locks with the Enigma machine will give you the chat message, "A great lock has been released," and fully lighting up torch 8.